Good morning. I am very tired. Last night I went on a 150-mile drive with a friend of mine, Bob Laishley, former program director on a number of projects at Nissan, not least the R35 GT-R, the 370Z. His last project before he retired from Nissan was the Z-Proto. Now we're on our way to the GTR Heritage Centre to see a 370Z Nismo that was originally his company car and has actually stayed in his family ever since. So let's go and find Bob and hit the road and let's go and see this car. And there he is, Mr. Bob Laishley. Now you're probably wondering why he is opening up a Caterham. Well, he retired from Nissan and then found himself being offered all sorts of other jobs, including Chief Strategy Officer at Caterham. So we're going to be taking the Caterham to see his old Z. Hello, Bob.
Good morning.
Now, what I can't believe is we've got my bag, Bob's bag, and my camera bag all in that tiny little car. I mean, just for perspective, this is how small the car is. Look, you've got a whole human being that's actually going to fit in one side of that car and another human being on the other side of that car. How? Right, so we just got to the GTR Heritage Centre and of course you can see this absolutely stunning GTR right here, and the car we're here to see today is the one hiding just behind it, a very special 370Z Nismo. Hey Bob, reunited.
The car's been here at the GTR Heritage Centre being prepared for sale. It's a bit sad. The car's been in the family since I had it as my first company car.
Now there is a myth that this was a press car because it actually appeared in a press photo, but it wasn't a press car. This was your first 370Z Nismo company car and you had 3 in total, didn't you?
That's right. So this is since I was program director for sports cars, this was my first 370Z that I was entitled to. We've had 2 black ones since. The third one I still have, or we still have in the family. This has remained in the family since it was my company car. Been cherished, loved. It's never been used as a press car. I do have press photographs of it, and anybody that is interested in purchasing it, I'm quite happy to print some high-res photos and sign them and put it part of the provenance with the car. It's never been on a track and it's just been cherished and loved.
And you can tell just by looking at it, it looks very clean. Look at it. There's been a few little tweaks made to the car. There was a Litchfield tune done on the car, got the Litchfield stickers on the side. Litchfield 370Zs are quite rare. It's got some spacers kicking out the wheels. Yep, 10mm on the front and the back.
The studs have also been lengthened. It's got Nismo original studs on it, which are 8mm longer than the standard car. So there's no issue with security and safety because they're not just spaced out and you're losing thread engagement. You've actually got proper Nismo parts that are official for spacing it out.
A few little tweaks on the interior. Obviously it's a standard Nismo with the absolutely gorgeous Nismo seats, but it's got a couple of little tweaks like the Nismo carbon fibre shifter. It's been lowered on springs.
It's got a standard exhaust now. It did have for a while a Grady exhaust, but that's gone and it's back on a standard exhaust.
Of course it's got the rear wiper delete because that's pretty much expected. I haven't done mine, but I will do mine. Look at it, gorgeous. Now a little later, Bob took me for a drive in the Z and told me some really interesting stories about his time as Sports Cars Program Director at Nissan, not least his thoughts on the all-new 2023 Z, based on the Z-Proto, his final project before he retired from Nissan. But before we show you that, we couldn't leave the GTR Heritage Centre without giving you a little tour and checking out some of the classics that they have both in the workshop and in their showroom. We have Az here from the GTR Heritage Centre. Az looks after a bunch of things here. Dave runs the place as his right-hand man. He also does a bunch of media stuff. Not only is there a YouTube channel for the GTR Heritage Centre, and I'll leave a link in the description, but you've got your own YouTube channel as well.
I do. I've got my own YouTube channel, which I've only recently started, called The Project.
He's more of a YouTuber than me. I think he's got 2 channels he looks after. Let's have a quick look around the GTR Heritage Centre, see some of the really cool cars here. There's some very special and rare options. Let's just see what they've got. One of the first cars I wanted to look at was the shop car, where they do a lot of development work. So Az, tell us a bit about this particular GTR.
And this is a 2021 R35 GT-R Track Edition by Nismo. This is our shop development car, so it has been lightly breezed upon. Got our Heritage Anaconda system on that in removable baffles. Remove the baffles or put them back in so you can actually take it down to the track. It's just had its upgraded fuel pumps in. It's got our Eskimo intercooler, and we call it the Eskimo because it literally is the coldest intercooler on the market. It's got the carbon ceramic brake options on that. That is the option that you need to have for this car. And the brakes are fantastic.
And over here we've got the service area.
We are literally in the end stage of moving.
The guys have literally just moved in, and there is a whole process of refurbishing the shop and fitting it out. So at the moment, whatever you see is the beginning of that journey. Of course, if you want to follow that, make sure you check out the GTR Heritage Centre YouTube channel. But in here, we've got a bunch of really cool cars. Talk us through some of the cars.
So this here is a R33 GT-R. This is a Spec 1 car. This is a customer's car who's came in for some gearbox repairs. We have an R34 GT 4-door, which is actually getting a forged RB26 and a manual box conversion, so that's going to be a very lively car.
And this is Dave trying to run away.
I'll catch up with you another time, I promise.
He's got a croaky voice today. Him and Bob are having a little catch up and reminiscing over good old days of driving £1 million GTR50s. We're going to go and look at the proper cars.
So this actually here is a really rare car. This is actually an R33 GTR V-Spec, but this is actually a genuine N1, so this is like super rare. On the ramp there, this crazy little Nissan Sunny ZX, which has got an SR20 DET.
And then there's a couple of R35s in here.
That's just had our Heritage Stage 4.25 tuning package. Bigger injectors, the Heritage power intakes, custom map with the Ecutech.
The Ecutech system, I think, is absolutely brilliant. I've got that also on my 370Z Niismo.
Yes.
So this is the workshop.
We literally do everything here. We do engine rebuilds, gearbox rebuilds, tuning and mapping. Obviously we've got our dyno coming in literally like 2 weeks time. Import, export, floor under seal packages to full restorations. We're literally like a one-stop shop here.
But I've had a sneak peek at the showroom.
We've got some very special cars there.
I think we should go and have a look. This is going to be the showroom when it's finished. It's got some amazing cars. I think this is a little piece of my son's heart right here. Damani, I know you're going to be watching this. I know you're studying hard at uni at the moment, but I know you're going to be jealous. That car, I'm pretty sure, is a little piece of you. My son loves the 32.
32 GT-R, and that's running around about 550 horsepower. Very quick car. You can ask our sales and operations manager how quick the car is, because he had to take a little
course.
A little course, yeah, a little course on how quick it was.
All right, what else have we got?
We've got more 32s. That's a fully forged black 32 GT-R. That's around about 600 horsepower. And then we've got this R33 GT-ST we did for a customer. He went, I want that car, and the car he showed me was the Nismo Clubman race special, and he went, I want that car, my car. So pretty much we just built it.
And it's not just GTRs. We have a Mitsubishi Evo over here.
This is a 6 GSR, and this is a very special car. This is absolutely immaculate. It's completely stock. I mean, like, seriously completely stock.
It does look brand new. Like, has anyone even sat in those seats before? Gorgeous. And S12.
S12, Nissan Silvia S12. That was brought to us by a customer who we've just finished his R31 GT-SR. That's just had a full respray, so we brought this one back and we're going to be selling that car for him. That one there is Dave's personal car. Really beautiful car, and it's actually got some really rare Paul Newman seats.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was actually a thing in Japan. It was called the Paul Newman interior, so it had like 13-way electric adjustable seats.
This car was made in the year I was born, and it looks younger than me.
This is a 1972 Nissan Skyline Hakosuka GTX. Now the GTX was the more luxurious version. I think probably like back in 1972 in Japan, if you were like a high-flying executive, you would probably have one of these cars as your weekend cars. So yeah, a GTX, so it's got the L20 straight 6 single cam 12 valve engine, probably made something like 110 horsepower back in the day. Not very quick, but they are tunable, very tunable.
It's a beautiful car. But the pièce de résistance, my personal favorite, and I know there's some older cars in here. They are, you know, absolutely beautiful, but it's this midnight purple R34 GT-R, 250,000 for one of these. Is this a customer's car?
This is a customer's car. This is actually a customer called Andy. I think it started off with a respray and then the underfloor, and then we pretty much built him this billet 2.8 stroker. And on 0.9 bar of boost, it does just under 600 horsepower. Once it's mapped, when we get our dyno in, because obviously our dyno is coming in the showroom, it's going to be 700 to 800, I'm guessing. It's basically had a nut and bolt rebuild on this car, redone all the paintwork. Midnight Purple 2 is a really rare colour, and like I said, over the last probably 5 years, I think Andy's probably owned the car 5-6 years now, and it's probably gone from £50,000 to like £250,000. So this was his dream car, and he'll never let it go.
Yeah,
I know he won't.
So maybe the market value is 250,000, but his price would probably be way higher than that. 10 million. There you go. If you want to buy this car, make Andy an offer of £10 million and he'll think about it. That is clean. Look at that. It's a nice touch. I like the
so the
painted cross brace.
Yeah, we've done that the same colour as that, and the actual cam, because I don't know if the camera will pick it up. This is actually a satin version of the external colour, which is why it looks like it's got that shimmer on it.
Oh, wow.
If you see it from side to side, you might be able to get the shimmer. So that's actually Midnight Purple 2 in satin on these cam covers.
Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So, Bob, this is almost like a ceremonious last drive.
Yeah, I know what's going to happen when I drive this, having not driven it for a while. I'm not going to want it to go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, then people will just have to make a more generous offer. So, this is very special for me because I'm getting to sit here in your first company car. You bought it from Nissan, stayed in the family. You know, all good things have to come to an end. You do have your third company car Z that you also bought from Nissan that you've currently got. That's a black one. Now this one, silver, quite rare.
Silver does seem to be a rare colour. I don't know why. White seems to be the iconic Nismo colours. Black is popular. The four colours that are available, this is probably one of the rarest.
Yeah.
This particular car, it's been very loved and cherished. It's only done 25,000 miles, and it's a 2016 model. It's from probably the early generation of the V2 Nismos, as people call them. I personally prefer the styling of this over the other one.
Ah, so do I.
The first one was much more functional. This is a bit more stylish.
It updated it. I think actually also, I think the design on the V2 was a much more timeless design. It was amazing that it was really just a front bumper, side skirts and a boot spoiler, and a rear bumper, and it transformed the car.
Now, after talking about this Z for a while, we got onto the hot new topic of the 2023 Z, or Z as our American cousins would say. Now, the all-new Z35 is based on the Z-Proto, Bob's last project before he retired from Nissan.
That was my last little job. It's great to see it out in the wild, the reaction that it's getting, and the biggest reaction to that car is that it's authentic Nissan. It's not done with any other partner or party, and there will be a manual transmission, unlike
Certain other
most
manufacturers
of today's two-seater sports cars have gone away from that manual transmission, which, you know, Nissan feel is vital for the market. Clearly I do as well, and I think it will do well purely because of that. And the other probably iconic thing about that car is that it'll be one of the last ICE-engined, old school, front-engine, rear-wheel drive sports cars ever made as we slowly move towards the EV environment and alternative fuels. It's quite amazing to think of all of the turmoil that's going through the automotive industry today to move towards more greener, environmentally friendly vehicles, EVs, hydrogen fuel, all of the studies that are going on. That transition, this will be, or the Z will be one of the last.
And with the new Z not coming to Europe, that makes the 370Z our last of its kind. Bob, thank you so much for taking me for a ride in this car. It's a real privilege. At the time of filming, the car is for sale. Check the description. And if you've enjoyed today, I think you might also enjoy this video. Before you go and check that one out, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, choose notifications on all videos, and I'll see you next time on Sports and Touring.